Welcome to the Ports Garrison. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Greetings and welcome to the Ports Garrison. As always, I am your host, Fiddle D. Port. Now I want to thank you for joining me if it's for the first time. As always, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. That is if you like the content. And if you're returning, as always, it's enough manners and enough respects. Now, I haven't really done a long video, longer than a short, in a while. And that's primarily through the constraints of time. Now with daylight saving time in effect, I have more light out in the afternoons. So on my way home, I can always record a video. The drawback to that is the sunlight that comes with during this time of the evening. Now, since last I spoke to you in a longer than a short form, there's been the local government elections in Jamaica, and I've said a lot about the local government elections. And one of the things, the main talking point after the local government election was who won the election. Declaration of victory by the PNP, then the JLP came out, so they won, and naturally the way the EOJ dealt with the whole election day counting and recounting and all of that. All right. Now, just before the election, the weekend before the elections, I was on a YouTube show, and one of the questions I asked the other panelists was, how would you determine, or what will determine a win for the PNP? What would you consider a win? Because I know that would be open to interpretations. And so said, so it was. Now take a look at this clip from that YouTube show, Aramari and Friends show, and here's me asking that question. But having said that, I have a question I wanted to ask before we end. I don't know what time we ended. What would be considered a victory for the PNP? That's the first question I want to. That was my question, and after the election, it was the victory and how you determine victory was the main talking point, or one of the main talking points. Now, there are 14 parishes, and 2 combined in terms of municipalities as Kingston and St. Andrew. So technically there are 13. There will be 13 municipalities. But then there's Portmore, that makes it 14. At the end of the day, the PNP had 14 mayors sworn in, and the JLP the PNP had 7, and the JLP also had 7. That sounds like a tie in the number of municipalities. But if you spin it and go the number of parishes, it's a different story. Now, the PNP could look at a number of different other things. They won the popular vote over the JLP. They won more votes than the JLP did. They got more votes than they got the previous election, and the JLP ended up getting less votes. The PNP, I think, won more divisions. I think they won more divisions. And they won, I think, well, clearly they won the major talking point of KSAMC, Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation. So the PNP in this election, as my view was, whoever comes out in a stronger position than they went in should be considered, technically, quote unquote, to be a winner. Not necessarily the winner, but a winner. So the PNP came out of this election in a stronger position than it went in. And the JLP came out in a weaker position. And so therefore, it's reason for the PNP to celebrate. I know from my sources within the JLP, my friends, who tells me that this old bravado by the leader of election victory is just PR. Because behind closed door, behind the scenes, the JLP is actually considering the election as a loss to them. But they're not going to come out and say that, but behind closed doors, that is exactly what they're doing. Now, a lot of things has happened subsequent to the elections. I did give my say on Warmington, and I noticed that he has been, well, first they said he resigned, and then he cleared it up by saying he was fired for comments he made, which I spoke about in a previous video. Now, somebody I've never spoke about before, or I've never mentioned the incident before, is Dennis Meadows, the PNP candidate for the general elections in northern Trelawney. Well, he was on stage in a moment of madness, supporting scamming, chopping. Now here, take a listen and a look at what he had to say.
And I speak to the youth man them for the corner, you know. Especially one who call themselves Chopper. Let me tell you straight up. And he can speak openly. I have no problem with a man if he want chop. Because them chop us during slavery. So nothing wrong if we chop them back. My only problem with the chopping is when you bingo and you score. Use the money wisely.
Yes.
Set up yourself.
Yes.
Open a business.
Yes.
Make sure mommy look good.
Yes.
Make sure your baby mother look good.
Yes.
But don't take the money and use Innis and wash car. And use US dollar light cigarette.
Alright.
Full business that.
True.
There's a reason why money is called liquidity.
I was astounded by when I saw the video the first time. Now here's a man who is seeking to become a lawmaker, publicly endorsing an illegal activity, criminal activity. It's beyond a moment of madness. He later said he had a few drinks, but nah, that now cut it. And I know Meadows, not somebody I know personally, but I know he, coming from the JLP, would want to prove to them, or prove to himself, prove to the country, by beating them in the general election. And he basically fell on his own sword. He scored an own goal, kick the ball in their own net by forcing the leader to act, to remove him. Now, I watched another video of a gentleman in a green shirt in a PNP yard saying, no Meadows, no vote. The regular thing you hear all the while from people. Like, how much vote one man have, how much people can control, 20, 30. But, take a look and listen to this gentleman.
If there is no Dennis Meadows, there is no vote, there is no PNP, there is no Trelawney seat for PNP. I never care about politics until Dennis Meadows come to Trelawney and saying run for PNP. Yeah. You understand? Dennis Meadows is a man who reach out to the people and listen to the people and even though he don't have the money to give to the people at the moment, he come and he listen and him do and can do and him beg and try to help who him can help. You know, me no need anything from the
green shirt in a PNP yard, you know, interesting. But what I found interesting though is that this gentleman is saying Meadows deserves a second chance, and he was disappointed in the action of the leader of the PNP, Mark Golden, by putting Meadows out. What is interesting to me is that Meadows himself is on record saying he understands the decision that Golden had to make, and he had no issues with it per se. He respected the decision. So here is the man saying Golden made the right decision, and here's a supporter saying he's disappointed. I don't know if it's politics at play here or what, but hey, it is what it is. Golden had to act because you can't be supporting criminal activities and then the excuses or the reason you give is the same reason that people like Vibes Cotterell give. It's a stupid reasoning to use slavery as a justification for crimes being committed today. As if the only people them scam is white people. Yeah, people get scammed. Jamaicans get scammed by Jamaicans. Or they have attempted to scam them, or they have scammed them. So it's not about reparations for slavery. You know, it can't be like that. Meadows, I hear you say you're going to stay in the political field. You're going to stay in the politics. I know you can remain as chairman of the constituency of North London, because Golden in himself does not have the power to remove you. He can remove you as a candidate, but not as chairman. The delegates of the constituency has to remove him as chairman. So it's interesting to see what role he will play and how he intends to keep relevant in the politics. Another thing that caught my attention just after the election was the councillor, I think, for the Waterloo division in Northeast St. Andrew, I'm sorry. Constituency where I've spent a good deal of time doing some work there. And Innis is somebody that I have encountered before. I don't know if he remembers me, but somebody I've encountered before. And just after the election, I heard a voice note from him saying he was stepping away from the JLP for reasons of his credibility and his integrity and his family's welfare and safety and all of that. He was walking away. And then after that, I heard Joy Cotterell, the councillor for the Barbican division, I guess somebody again I interacted with, losing her mind, expletives and things, going after our colleague, saying after 8 years of filling his craw, that is damning. It's not that get fat off of the people in purse. But anyway, right after that, there was said to be a high-level meeting at the Belmont Road, Jamaica Labour Party headquarters. And that high-level meeting seems to have returned integrity to Innis, and his family, I guess, must have told him not to walk anymore, because his family had told him to walk the first time. So all the concerns that he had were taken care of. You know, high-level meeting. Boy, it was a powerful high-level meeting then. But anyway, here is a voice clip of Innis and Cotterell.
Good afternoon, information media. I just want you all to know that I have walked away from the Jamaica Labour Party. I've walked away from the KSAMC. I won't be going down there to be sworn in. I have to protect my dignity. I have to protect my values. And I have to protect my family. And the way I've been treated and disrespected, I am not having any more of it. And I've walked away. So officially, I am an independent until I return to Jamaica on the 3rd. I am leaving here tomorrow morning and I will return on the 3rd. I am tired of the disrespect and I am going no further with it. Sorry that I may have disappointed some of you in this group, because I know a lot of you, look up to me and see me as somebody you can, talk to, somebody you would like to have around. But the cup is full and my heart is overflowing, and my family say I should walk, and I'm walking. Sorry for the disappointment I may have caused some of you, but life goes on. Okay, each and every one.
Let me tell you something, Northeast people. This really hurt me. I have to talk. You understand? Because I couldn't believe say any so that they do with this. You understand? Me couldn't believe say, and all where Ennis are say disrespect on this. And just because Ennis not get deputy mayor again, and Delroy get it. And if we say we are labor right, regardless of what, you not do your party this, and you not do your MP this, and you not do your constituency this, to care where you want to say. That means say you never have the Jamaica Labour Party 2020, and we are gonna go down there, go sign as mayor. And one are gonna be deputy and one are gonna be mayor. And two of them, the PMP them, swear you take the seat and you give the blood clot PMP them. Because I take it and give it. You give the PMP them the council as much as we did at JLP and PMP. Because of the two who that they are running, you take it and you give the PMP them and you go no. So you're fucking labor, right? Me tell you, Innis, me tell you, you grieve, you baby heart grieve. And they can't send this to you, me tell you. Me tell you, me don't know. Me never expect this from you. Regardless of why you shouldn't do the Labour Party, this or not is this. You go talk about independent, me blood clot. What kind of independent? You're a fucking wicked man. And because of blood clot greed, you sit down there for blood clot 8 years and you full of blood clot cry. You understand? And then this is where.
Well, right after the Island meeting, Ennis issued a withdrawal of the withdrawal. He had withdrawn himself from the GLP or stepped away, and then he issued a statement. And some people in the social media space is saying he's clearly stating that it was done so under duress. I don't know what happened, but he withdrew his retraction. And he's now still a member of the GLP. I don't know how you're going to sit with his colleague Joy after the things she said about him, but hey. You see, Ennis was the deputy mayor of Kingston and St. Angie Municipal Corporation. And I guess the PMP, having won the majority of the votes, the popular votes for Kingston and St. Andrew, will get the mayor. So I guess juxtaposing himself to become the deputy mayor was Ennis, and maybe things were told to him that he sit over with him and decide that, look, I'm gone. It's one of my pet peeves, the politics of self-aggrandization, I call it. But that be what it is. It's interesting to see. It's really interesting days ahead. Now, I know the GLP is not going to be calling, and the government will not be calling an election in the next 18 months when it's due. I don't think so. I think you will see money being spent on crazy projects to sway the mindset of the people. You know, Andrew did say, leading up to the election, you can turn it on when you need to turn it on. Well, Andrew, the people them throw that back at you. It's not about turning on when you feel like. You know, people them throw that right back at you. So I guess from now, everybody will be in electioneering mode, looking forward to a general. There were some interesting persons that lost, some interesting seats that won. And among those municipality was Hanover, that was won entirely by the PMP, which is pretty interesting. Going forward, it will be really interesting to see how all of this pans out in the after effect. Golden, I think, has now solidified himself as the leader of the PMP. Has said to those who said he can't attract people, he's this, he's lackadaisic, he's this, he's not attractive. He has put a lot of that to bed. A lot of the work now has to be done. I see where Warmington is telling his leader that him not go out in the field, go work for the party. Because Ray Tete and Ray, you know. So, as I said, it'd be interesting days to come to see how that pans out. Well, Andrew, it looked like it was really a referendum. You basically came out, you know, not all that great, but you're still in the race. So let's see how it plays out. Well, my viewers and my subscribers, that is my thinking for right now. And until next time, when something else tickles my thoughts, is always, and as always, enough love and enough respect. Feel free at all times to share your thoughts in the comment section. And again, thank you for watching. One love, enough respects. Thanks for watching.